All right, man. Hello out there in the real world, man. Because I tell you, boy, sometimes, man, sometimes, you know what I mean? But everything is the real world, man. And that's the thing. That's why everything uh so serious, man. My name is Coach Bay, and this is the Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast, man. And one thing about it, man, what we do here, man, is we bring the truth about the state of black health and the black nation. We go in, man, as far as politics and the news. That's one of the biggest things, man, that we bring on the podcast is the news from a perspective and from a mind frame, hopefully, that you can understand. A lot of times, man, you will hear on this podcast me talk about the black nation. Now, don't fear or be afraid, man, because one thing about it, if you look at me, I'm black. And if you look at the state of the black nation as far as it pertains to health, it's a sad state, man. And me being Coach Bay, obviously, man, the name Coach, I'm a personal trainer, man, certified life coach as well, nutritionist, supplement specialist, man, and the exercise recovery specialist. All these things are certified. All these things are on paper, man. These are through the International Sports Science Association. Took some time, man, took some money, but to invest in yourself, man, is always worth it. Right. So today, man, we sit here with this podcast in a world where, obesity runs rapid, man, through the black nation, in a world where hypertension runs rapid, in a world where diabetes runs rapid, man, and in a world where we don't watch the news. So much is going on around us in the news. A lot of times we choose not to watch. A lot of times we don't have time to watch. Whenever we're not watching, so often we're dying for lack of knowledge. So from a perspective you can understand from an individual who's been there and done that, wasn't always a coach, obviously. You know what I mean? And basically the stereotype, when you look at me, you say, oh man, I wonder he's probably, from here or there. Well, let me tell you a little bit as I do in podcasts. And by now you should know, not the norm, man. If you're looking at me, you like, I think I know this about him, man. You probably don't. So if you're wondering anything about Coach Bay, man, and just tune into the podcast. Thing about it, I can tell you now, don't judge a book by its cover, though. You know. So here on My Muscle Mastery Podcast, man, we definitely start off, man, with the opening statement. You know what I mean? I'll read it real quick and get it going. It says to every black boy and girl, every man and woman who wakes up feeling the weight of the world that questions your worth. Hear this. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not alone. The noise of division, the sting of injustice, and the shadow of fear cannot erase the brilliance that lives within you. Our ancestors, nations with their hands, built nations with their hands, their heart, and their hope. Blood runs through our veins. And that's what we got to understand, man. So many times on social media, I hear you read things about the ancestors and things of that nature as far as on the spiritual realm. So understand that the blood runs through our veins, those very ancestors that we see them talk about, man, and represent. That's a reminder that resilience is our inheritance. Every challenge we face today is not a signal to shrink, but a noise to rise. The world may try to silence your voice, but your truth is thunder, always has been. The world may try to dim your light, but your spirit was born from fire. This is the time to stand firm in mind, strengthen the muscle of faith, and to master the art of perseverance. The fight for representation, for dignity, for justice, it continues through each of us. Through the path is steep, we climb together. So lift your head, straighten your crown, remember who you are and whose you are. You are the dream and the defiant. You are the legacy and the future. You are the living proof that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Welcome to the Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast, where power meets purpose and the black nation rises unshaken. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. We'll go ahead and keep it frank, man. It's time. You know what I mean? It's time that individuals from the black nation who are educated, man, and who have, you know, the education, man, the wisdom, man, and frankly, man, who have the heart to get out, man, the courage to get on, man, and speak the truth, man, in a time where everything is so uncertain, man. You have so-called kings, man, who are, you know, doing other things, we'll say who are distracted, man, by glitter and gold. And so often, man, that is the very thing that, those who would come against us, man, use to distract us, man. So at the same time, a shout out to brothers, man, who are making it and how you making it. But at the same time, there must be kings such as myself, man, who are willing to get out on the phone, on the microphone, and jeopardize themselves, man, to teach the Black nation and to educate those around us, man. We can't just continue to have our nephews and nieces running around, man, with guns, drugs, things of that nature, man, and believe that they live in, man, the American dream, because in all actuality, we know that's the American scam. We know that's the American setup. You see what I'm saying? And who's the fool, man? Who would be a bigger fool than the auntie or the uncle that sits and watches their niece or their nephew be scammed by Missouri? Because you were scammed by states. You were scammed by the law. You were scammed by, the things that were taught in the past, man. So, we're going to be frank, man. We're going to keep it frank here on this podcast, man. We always going to be able to and willing to look at ourselves. I ain't perfect, man, and neither are you. So we're going to come back, man, and talk about the news, man. We're going to talk about the state of Black health in the Black nation. We're going to talk about the BET Awards, man. We're going to talk about Iran and the Doha talks, man, which are crazy. You know what I mean? We got to keep an eye on that thing, man, because even though it's not in your city, it's not on your block, as we, continue to always want to put so much purpose on a block. These things are going on overseas, but they have the power to end your neighborhood. So these are things that you need to pay attention to, man. So we're going to talk about the Iran war, ceasefire violation, and Doha talk. And then we're going to get into something, man, that's even more serious, man. I mean, that's we can flip that around, because in all actuality, this is very serious, though. The major Supreme Court decisions that are coming out, some have been for Trump, some have not. A couple have been not for Trump. One of the biggest has yet to come. It is scheduled to come out tomorrow, and that is decision on birthright citizenship. So we will speak briefly on what's going on with that as well. I know at this point you're like, man, this guy here looks like this, but he ain't. He's that. I want to tune in. So tune in, man, and that's what you need to do. Again, the truth is here, man. You can listen to what you want. You can say what you want. But one thing about it, man, when it's time to speak the truth, man, from a wise point, from an educated point, and from a man, this is where you find Muscle Mastery Podcast, find Muscle Mastery, man, where we fight, man, and toil. We toil, man, to become that master, man, one in control of ourselves. So when we come back, we'll also talk about the Carmelo Anthony case and the appeal. There's an appealing process right now. We'll talk about, I wanted to go back, man, and do a review, a review of the Carmelo Anthony case and the appeal, as well as the Mississippi toddler shooting update. I want to do an update on that. If you don't know, it was a 1-year-old who was shot in Mississippi by police officers in the Walmart parking lot. So we're going to address that, go back and check into that. I'm going to update you guys on what's been going on there. Then we're going to get into some fun, man. We're going to get into the BET Awards, man, last night. Shout out, man, to everybody, man. Shout out to Tiana Taylor, man. Big award, man, presented by Janet Jackson, man. It was a beautiful thing. Shout out to Janet, man. Shout out to every man, everybody who participated and everybody who was awarded. I know the Queen's doing some research now on the team, man. Shout out to Cardi B, man. Cardi B had a big night. You know what I mean? We're going to get into that when I come back. We're going to get into that more serious, man. We're going to go back to something serious. We're going to get into that stuff down in Venezuela. Crazy, man. Sad thing, man. Pray for him. You know what I mean? And we'll be live streaming, man, coming up. Show coming to TikTok, man. It's a real deal, man. You know what I mean? Right now, we're moving around trying to get these interviews done. Show coming to TikTok, man. And so when we get back, we'll talk about that. And we're going to talk about Kansas City FIFA. FIFA. So, people's popping, man. People's love Kansas City, boy, I tell you. Shout out to Mayor Q, man. Shout out to the city now. Shout out to Brandon Helen. You know what I mean? I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're back, man. Let's talk about the Iran U.S. ceasefire, the talks, the violations, the Doha talks, man. So an update right now, man. As you know, if you don't know, we have been in a war with Iran for the past few months. It is one that most will tell you was started by us. Of course, our president Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran in an effort to punish them and to deal with sponsors of terror in that region and those who have threatened us as far as terror is concerned as well. So he launched attacks on Iran. Shout out to the Don. If you don't know by now, I call President Trump the Don. DT, shout out to the Don, man, because he tried something, man, that no other president was willing to do. So yeah, he tried something, man, that no other president was willing to try. You know, my thing with it was he had a bad plan, though. Bad plan, bad advisors, and all of that. So, but the thing is, he figured that, bombing them, we got the military might, so bombing them was going to work. That was going to be the thing. It was not, obviously. And this is why other presidents prior to DT did not go bombing, messing with Iran. Everything was about negotiations, diplomacy. That is how President Obama dealt with it with the JCPOA. You hear Republicans today talk about that was an irresponsible deal. But if you know anything about the deal that Trump did, it was even more responsible to a large degree. And I'll tell you this simply, you can judge yourself, but none of the agreements even on paper, and it was made in like a week. An update on it, the ceasefire is strained following a series of tit-tat strikes. Iran is wanting to control the Strait of Hormuz. And as we normally do, we're involved in something clear across the earth and controlling it. We do have an interest in controlling it because we move all through it, not as much as the countries like China, things of that nature. But that's not all that moves through it. And that's one of the problems as well. Things that we sell, things that other countries sell moves through the strait. And if it's not going through the strait, then those countries will suffer. And most of those countries are third world to begin. So to a large degree, Trump is looking out for us, some degrees looking out for other people, but without a plan, you plan to fail. We already know that. So, and that's why this deal is failing, right? Ceasefire is strained following tit for tat strikes. Iran wants to control the strait. They fired on a ship the other day trying to go through, gain control. So Obama fired, I'm sorry. So DT fired on their missile sites along the Hormuz Strait. So obviously, I don't know if you guys follow ceasefires or anything of that nature, but this ain't one if you're shooting at each other right now. So U.S. forces launched attacks on Iranian targets in response of Iranian violations of previously brokered ceasefire. In retaliation, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, Navy targeted U.S. sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. See, that's the thing about it. Iran ain't totally stupid. They don't come shooting at us. They only go shooting at our bases, man. If we really trying to, it's really going down. But they'll shoot at their neighbors, right? Just because their neighbors are our allies. And they know DT's kind of gangster thinking. So he's like, well, hell, y'all better defend yourself or do what I want you to do to get defended by the U.S. You know, Only thing about that, the problem with that is these Eastern countries control the oil, most of it. So, outside, we're number one in oil production over here, but they control the world oil. So it's crazy, man. That's a crazy deal. But again, gas prices are starting to go up, and that's the problem. That's the response when the ceasefire is not working and gas is in oil is in turmoil. The prices go up as we've seen over the last month or so, and they're going back up right now because we're shooting at each other. Obviously. So diplomatic fallout. Iran state media warned the U.S. aggression threatens to freeze all diplomatic channels. The Iran foreign minister Abbas Araghchi traveled to Baghdad demanding Iraq ensure its territory isn't used as a staging ground for anti-Iran strike. There's an upcoming summit, but there's still an upcoming summit. They're still going to sit down and talk some more, despite the host of threats. President has announced that fresh diplomatic talks are scheduled in Doha, Qatar, while the U.S. aims to secure safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran maintains it will not relinquish sovereignty over the critical waterway. So this is the thing, man. And it's like, look, I'm not getting back up Strait of Hormuz. And that again is on the president, on DT, man. You a foul move, no plan. The already move, I won't call it a foul move, but no plan. But went in there and now you fighting to open up a strait that was already open in there peaceful. So it's crazy, man. You can judge it for yourself. But the strait was open before we went there. The situation with nobody tripping off of rent. Yes, they have been a sponsor of terror 47 years. They was chilling, trying to get it together, and we went over there and poked the bear. So now we at war with terror. What it is. Now, do we have the most powerful military in the world? Yeah. I don't, but see, that's not what I believe totally governs things. I believe God has every say. The way Trump governs, the way he governs the presidency, the way he's governing his life right now, and unfortunately carrying us with him is a losing situation. So when we get back, man, we'll talk about the Supreme Court decisions, and we'll get into, man, some more fun and lighter things, man, instead of our fuck up president. Be back. Okay, so major Supreme Court decisions. And this is something that we've been following, man, on the Mind Muscle Master podcast for months now. Over the last couple of days, a couple of decisions have came out that have been on the table. One of them was Trump trying to fire the heads of different departments, basically, who look out for us, the consumer, things of that nature. He's wanted to be able to fire people like Lisa Cook, who was on the board of the Federal Reserve. Trump is infatuated with having someone sit the board, which just recently last week he had a guy that he picked sit the head of the board as the chair. But there is also the board member. And it's voted on what takes place as far as interest rates lowering or rise. Lisa Cook was one who, I guess assumed her role and took it as one who was not going to let the president breach or put the United States or the people in a financial bind or allow him to manipulate stocks, numbers, things of that nature. So he wanted to fire her, obviously, but she was appointed by another president. He wanted to fire. Supreme Court wouldn't let him. So on this past decision, they let him do some things, but not that as of yet. Some legal blows he took was the ability for states to still count ballots once they are mailed in. So when you do mail-in ballots, now the state that you live in are able to count them, even though they come in after the election, the deadline. They came in long as they were post-dated deadline. He wanted to stop that, obviously, because the majority of people do that. Well, it's crazy because a lot of Republicans do it as well, but a lot of people who low income, he thinks that a lot of, Hispanics, which, they label as illegal immigrants. So, which that's not even possible. So, yeah. So that's the Supreme Court, what he's been going on. Now, the biggest thing that is to come to that everybody is concerned about, as they should be, and that is this birthright citizenship. It's going to come down to more decision. He's trying to, well, that's the other thing. It just allowed him to send back about 1 million Haitians. Their status over here, man, that's crazy. Shout out to the Haitian nation, man. Because those from the Haitian nation who've been here all their lives, man. elder, not a million Haitian people, ever, you know, and get abruptly uprooted and sent home, just kind of crazy, just place it's crazy and scary and crazy. I don't have my opinions on that. Trust me, when I broke the law, I went to jail. So that's the way things are done are just, crazy, even though the choices are never easy. Shout out, man. Shout out, man. Doing what they gotta do. You know what I mean? Uh, that's kind of the big thing about the Supreme Court, man. Is, birthright citizenship coming down tomorrow. It's gonna be big. We may live stream and talk about it. Right now, we're gonna go on a break. Talk about All right, we're back, man. If you don't know who Carmelo Anthony is or Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony is the 19-year-old boy who murdered Austin Metcalf in Texas. Bad thing, man, in my opinion. I don't view it as a race thing. I view it as something, but as peer parenting. We got one bully, we got one bully, man, and then we got one that's gonna deal with a bully. Only problem is he dealt with him in the wrong way. Bad decision, bad choice, which may cost him his life. Right now he's going through an appeal. He was sentenced to 35 years. His name is Carmelo Anthony. We say his name just as we say Austin Metcalf. Again, man, a sad thing, man. We talked about it a couple weeks back. Briefly, I'll go over it, man. With track meet after track meet, Austin the Metcalf boy had been bullying Melo, over time, particular day here. However it occurs, Melo winds up under a rival's tent where Austin is. They ask him, Metcalf says, Melo says no. They push him, goes down. Melo winds up stabbing Austin. Now, the appeal. There has been an elite legal team formed following his first-degree murder conviction and 35-year prison sentence for the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old athlete Austin Metcalf. 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony has secured high-profile representation. Pro bono review, Texas NAACP President Gary Bledsoe, prominent civil rights attorney Brooke Claus from Ben Crump's Law, and elite appellate lawyer Russell Wilson have taken over Anthony's case pro bono. They are launching an independent review of the trial record, focusing on self-defense arguments, potential judicial error. That's where we stand as far as the appeals process and the appeal team. Shout out to the Ben Crump Law Firm for signing attorneys, man, to the young brother who couldn't afford attorneys. And you could think what you want, man. You would want somebody to help you in any situation. If you did something wrong, you would want somebody to help you. If you felt like you were right, you would want somebody to help you couldn't afford. Again, deal with the nonsense, the bullshit. You know what I mean? That's part of the problem. We're too much into the bullshit. We're too much into the race car. We're too much into the lies. Here you find realness, man. You find comfort here, man, and realness and hearing the truth and being able to speak the truth, man. You'll find guests here speaking the truth. You'll find a hotline number when it's enacted for you to speak the truth, man. That go out. It's here now. We'll just do it when we live stream, which makes sense, obviously. But yeah, so, but that's where that is. And as far as extracurricular outrage outside the courts, racial and political tensions are boiling. Far-right influence, Jake Lang was recently arrested for allegedly threatening Anthony's life while live stream comments from his father support the immense social media blow, which they did. I forgave him. You know what I mean? I don't know if he meant the racist bullshit he was saying or not. It didn't. It seemed like it. That's something he's got to deal with. But I already told him, deal with the people, man. Talk to me. you know, chill out with that shit towards the whole Black Nation. So, we'll be right back, man. We talk about the toddler, man. We can do an update on the toddler, 1-year-old who was killed in this. Be right So in Mississippi, man, a 1-year-old was killed at a Walmart when his name is Cohen Wiley, man. We say his name loud. He was killed at a Walmart and call came into law enforcement that there was somebody stealing. So remember, the initial call was for shoplifting. So Cohen Wiley was laid to rest, man. 300 mourners gathered at the Hannah Family Worship Center, Hope, Mississippi, to bury 1-year-old Cohen Wiley, who was killed during a police-involved shooting. The parking lot encounter on June 4th, Santobia police responded to a shoplifting call at a Walmart. According to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, an officer fired into a vehicle because the driver drove at law enforcement. Community outrage. Civil rights lawyer Ben Crump's firm is involved in a community is highly vocal because the alleged stolen property was a box of diapers. Cohen's mother, Alicia Wiley, maintained she was holding the child, screaming that a baby was in the car before officers fired. Female driver is currently surviving on a walker and the officer remains. So we had a 1-year-old police shooting where the initial call to the Walmart was a shoplifter. So I mean, right there, right now, I don't, back the blue, don't back the blue, whatever. But the thing is, bridge that gap. How the hell you get a call to a fucking Walmart for theft, a shoplift, and wound up killing a 1-year-old, right? So, well, shout out again to the Ben Crump Law Firm, man. Shout out to the Ben Crump Law Firm. Shout out to the Ben Crump Law Firm getting involved in that. And I don't care your race. I don't care, your deep spirituality, man. You would want somebody world to say something about this justice, you, white, black, or blue. So, pray for that young man's family, man, and God have it going around their family. And we'll follow that story, man. And we'll keep posting. So last night, man, was the BET Awards, man. The BET Awards, and it was off of. Drewski, man, with his silly ass, as you already know, man, he got up there. He was the host, man. He did his thing, man. Shout out to Drew. Did his thing, man. Big winners of the night, man. Was hosted at the Los Angeles Peacock Theater. Culture's biggest night saw Teyana Taylor and the Clips sweep the evening, man, with 3 awards each. You know what I mean? Shout out, man, to Teyana, man, out there getting that money, man. Shout out to the Clips. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Clips. It's always beautiful, man, to see the Clips out there doing their thing, man, because, the Clips come from way back. They're a little way back. With people, man, that got a little age on them like myself, man. So shout out to them brothers, man, for sticking tight. Shout out to them for still being tight, man, and doing their thing out there. You know what I mean? It's all yours. Teyana won that big award, man, that was presented by Janet, too, last night. But we got some footage. We're going to go into that in just a second. Kendrick Streak, man. Kendrick Lamar took home Best Male Hip Hop Artist for the 9th time, man. Shout out to Kendrick, man. Shout out to the King. And won Best Collaboration for his feature on Clips track, Chains and Whips, man. Check that deal out, man. You know what I mean? You know it's hot. So, shout out, man, to Kendrick, man. So R&B video honors, man. Kehlani won Video of the Year and Best Female R&B Pop Artist for her hit, Folded. While Leon Thomas claimed the male equivalent, Cardi B was named Best Female Hip Hop Artist, man. Now I'm going to tell you, the Queen, man, she already knew Folded, man, was going to come hot. You know what I mean? And now there it is on the BET Awards. So the ultimate tribute, man, the climax of the night featured an all-star musical tribute to Lauryn Hill. It was a tribute to Lauryn Hill, man. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing, man. And I'm thirsty, man. Fuck it. With show-stopping performances by Queen Latifah, SZA, No Chili, Doja Cat. Shout out to Doja Cat, man, and Nas. Shout out to Nas, the king, man. Damn sure shout out to Queen Latifah, man. Y'all know it. Shout out, man, to all them stars, man. When we come back, man, we're going to do some quick footage. On that, matter of fact, you know what? Because I got one more story. Let's go ahead and check into some of that.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete...
Listen, black folks, always asking who all gonna be there at the function. Well, let's see who all in here. Let's see who in here. Too short. What's up, play what? What's my favorite word? Hey, hold on. No, we can't do that, y'all. We can't do that. Let's keep looking around. Let's keep looking around. Who all in here? That boy Ray.
Shout out to Drewski.
What's up, player? You ain't sent that check yet. All right, y'all, for real. I didn't have them do that. No, I didn't have them do that, man. But seriously, why you lie to us, man? I thought you was gonna be dead.
If y'all don't know, man, Ray J was talking about he was finna die, man, with bleeding, internal bleeding, all type of bullshit.
No, that's wrong, man. You lied to all of us. Well, I was praying for you and everything. We was rooting for you. Who all in here? Oh, go ahead. Oh, Kiki, fine shit. Fine shit. Fine shit. Huh?
None of that. I'm not here for no relationship.
What you here for then, girl?
Shout out to Kiki, man.
Working relationship. Didn't you just get the Forbes list?
Yeah, no, that. Yeah, no.
Bet.
No, I ain't. Spin that shit. You like a brother that spin that shit. Oh,
I'm doing too damn.
No, my bad. I've been drunk.
This should have been my gig. This is the problem with BET.
And the crowd went wild. Did you see that when she took the mic?
Got it. This next performance is by a Grammy Award-winning artist who came through dripping. Been hot and stuck. Party big.
Party. So from here, man, a quick deal. We're gonna go real quick into this Obama.
Became the first black president of the Illinois Senate.
Because last week I told y'all about this podcast he was on, All the Smoke, man.
But you've got talent, so.
But I didn't play exactly what I wanted y'all to hear, and this is when he addresses Obama. I mean,
the way I played it,
President Trump always talking about
Democratic, patronage and deal making, and I was like, that's not how I roll. So a lot of my role models, I'll be honest with you, people I didn't really know. I mean, I was like, I'd read about some of the younger players instead of just talking or playing some bidwest or something. Everybody just like
talk to your phone
on the phone. Different. The other thing I believe in, and part of what we try to teach in our leadership training is, I believe in face to face.
Yeah, you're talking about DT
conversation. So if whoever you were talking about was in front of me, which has happened a couple times, he don't talk like that.
He don't talk like that.
Want to do is save hundreds.
He don't talk like that.
That's great, but can you ask your?
Because he knows better.
He know better.
I think there is that filter of the phone.
DT, you know better.
Situation both where people just say any kind of crazy stuff that they would never say
with no consequences
to your face with no consequences. And the flip side of it is, we told our daughters when they were young and the phones, we said, why would you invite thousands of strangers who know nothing about you, who care nothing about you? Why would you entertain their opinions?
No matter.
Why would you put something up there and ask on how I look or comment on? Why would you do that?
Giving them ammo.
Yeah. So
bursting onto the scene, the 2000.
All right, man. We'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, so Venezuela, man. And I just wanted y'all to hear that, man. I want y'all to hear first black president, that's Trump, and let y'all know Trump don't be talking that shit around. So Venezuela, man. Pray for Venezuela, man. Crazy down there. You know, if you don't know, man, they just threw some earthquakes. And man, it's so many people down there, man, who passed away. I think right now on like 1,500 people. Their prayer, man. Venezuela, bro. You know, true kings, man, real, you know, those of us who are big, man, who God has ordained to be big, man. We not only pray for you, we not only pray for our community, our family, our city, we pray for worlds, man. We pray for country, right? Because God said that's your job. You're not strained, you're not sized down to any place. You know, your prayer holds weight wherever it is. 1,500 people, man, so far, man, and that's just great. Natural disaster, earthquake that came in, and two big ones, man, 7 point something, 6 point something in 30, 40 seconds. Again, man, pray for Venezuela. You know, they're having it hard down there in the U.S. We do got teams down there helping, so do other countries around the globe, and they need it. So your microphone, mine, man, pray for Venezuela. Then we got for our last story, man, Kansas City's down there clowning. Man, FIFA, man, shout out to the city of Kansas City, man. Been a real host, man. Real great host. Big things popping down in Kansas City. And on the way out, man, I'm gonna let y'all check out this Cardi B, man. Way out, boy. Y'all check Cardi out.
Better get it because I got looking fine. Better pop the shit because I'm out here popping. The way these diamonds hitting, bitches, damn near gone. Son, bully up on do the check every time. I'm dropping 40. I'm picking off my body. Shit, on me. It's a flash body. Turn up that party. Picking off my body. On me. Like, yeah. Hello. It's that bitch. Be you that's for the man, and be me that's getting tricked on by
I'll
some
see y'all in a couple days, man.
sleepy.
We're gonna get all this live streaming, man. We're gonna get this shit popping, man. You know what I mean? And the whole purpose of this, man, is the purpose of Black Health, man, getting us strong, getting individuals mentally tight, man, getting your body right, man, and first and foremost to protect your family and whatever else you are made to protect, man. As a man, as a king, and as a queen, man. Simple as that. And then it's the news that you can understand, bro, from a real motherfucker just being real about it. You know, a real educated motherfucker.
My check, please. Need my neck, please. It's that wet. Get your chest, please. We look like 100 bands, just me and my man. Got a stick in my pants that you like a lamb.
The only problem is,
Bitch, you got these jank.
y'all kept on fucking dealing dope. I started dealing certificates, man. Fuck that. I started gaining certificates.
It's the
You know what I mean? AI come in and it's already here. I love it. I invested in it, man. But I'm going to still be behind this mic teaching y'all about the state of Black health, man, and how to get help.
the shit because I'm out here popping mine. Ladies dominating bitches, give me for a blood.
Shout out to Cardi.
Every time. With me, you know that out his mind. Better make a hit, she in the school, just wasting time. If I take it, don't wanna hear no talk. That shit.
Where else you gonna go and find out some real fucking educated? Listen to Cardi B.
Man, I get it from my
Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast, man. You can find us on all platforms. If we ain't there, then we ain't there. Go to the next platform. All on about 10 platforms. If we ain't on your favorite platform, we coming soon. You can bet that. Show's coming to TikTok, man. Live stream.
Be sorry.
He gone.
I'm a beast.
Cardi B, shout out.
Sorry.